we need to show what God did. And
do you see in the movie how they were diagnosed? Did they think they didn't have a prayer at that point, right?
Well, and I was working on a project up in Alaska, and when I got the call, and I went back home to North Carolina. And, you know, when you get Ebola, you have about 10 days if you're healthy. If you're not healthy, you may have about 4 days to live. They were healthy, of course, but the clock was ticking. Airlines wouldn't bring you back. We even had an insurance policy where a plane would go anywhere in the world to pick you up if you were sick. Well, when we told them that they were going to Liberia and we had an Ebola patient, they said, we're not going.
They said, no way.
And
because there was a chance the pilot would get it or anyone on board would get it. When you got that phone call and you learned this is someone who is working for your organization, what went through your mind?
It was probably the worst day of my life. And I told Dr. Brantley when I got to be with him about a month later. I said, Dr. Brantley, you're responsible for the worst week of my life. He said, well, my week wasn't much better.
I'm sure. Okay, so let's talk about what God did in this situation. How did they survive?
There was a drug called ZMapp that had been sent, this was just one dose that had been sent to Dr. Khan, who was a doctor in Sierra Leone. And the lawyers said, don't give it to him because it's an experimental drug. He died. And they brought that experimental drug over to Liberia for Dr. Brand, and they said, this might help. And they gave him one of these bags, just out of a dose of 3, just one. And he went into convulsions, and within 30 minutes after putting that in his arm, and he was dying, he was not going to live through the night. And they put that in his arm, he went into convulsions, and 30 minutes later he got up out of bed, went to the bathroom, hadn't been out of bed in 3 days. God showed up.
Wow.